I was on the 38th floor of Tower 1, the morning the world changed. I was already at my desk, drinking burnt office coffee and complaining quietly about another long day. Then the building shook, not like an elevator jolt or a construction rumble. This was something else, a deep roar that came from everywhere at once. Ceiling lights flickered, papers lifted off desks. Someone screamed for a moment. Nobody moved. We were all waiting for an explanation, a message, an alarm, something, but all we heard was silence. Then smoke drifted through the hallway, and we snapped into motion. I grabbed my jacket without knowing why and ran toward the stairwell with everyone else. I didn't know it yet, but that small instinct would save my life. The stairs were already packed, people moving fast, but not panicking at first. We didn't know what had happened. We didn't know a plane had hit above us. All we knew was that going down was our only option. Step after step, floor after floor, breathing warm, dusty air that tasted like metal. At the 25th floor, firefighters passed us heading up. They moved with this calm determination that I will never forget. One of them made eye contact with me. He nodded like he was saying, "Keep going. You'll make it." I still see his face sometimes when I close my eyes. I never learned his name. Further down, the air got thicker. People were coughing, walking slower, some praying quietly, some whispering names of loved ones. The building groaned like it was alive. I remember thinking, just don't stop, just keep moving. When we finally reached the lobby, firefighters were shouting for everyone to run, not walk, run. Outside, the world was chaos. Ash falling like snow, sirens everywhere, people crying, phones ringing with no one answering. I turned back once and saw the tower burning from the impact zone. A sight so unreal it felt like watching someone else's nightmare. I was 4 blocks away when Tower 2 collapsed. The ground shook so hard my knees buckled. A cloud of dust swallowed the street. I ran until my lungs burned. When Tower 1 fell later, I knew the men who nodded at me in the stairwell were gone. I don't call myself lucky. I call myself alive because others chose to climb up while I climbed down. Every September I stand outside my house with a small flag in my hand. Not to remember the fear, but to honor the courage I saw in those stairwells. Courage that still shapes the man I am today. Welcome to the Midnight Archives. Explore real-life paranormal events, mysterious disappearances, and unsolved horrors from around the world. Each story will take you into the unknown, revealing chilling experiences, supernatural encounters, and mysteries that defy explanation. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell to uncover more hidden files and stay updated with our weekly episodes. Pro tip: watch in the dark for the full immersive experience. I was 19 when I first carried the flag, not the one on my shoulder patch, I mean the real one. The folded American flag our sergeant kept in his pack. He said it reminded him why we were there back then. Didn't fully understand what he meant, but years later, it was Iraq 2004, heat so heavy it felt like another layer of gear. Our squad rotated through a small outpost outside Fallujah. Dust storms could swallow a truck in seconds. Sometimes the only thing you could see clearly was the flag on someone's sleeve, bright colors in a world of sand. One night our sergeant pulled me aside. He handed me the folded flag, said it was my turn. I remember feeling confused. Why trust me with something that important? He just looked at me and said, "Because you need to know what it feels like to carry more than your own weight." The next morning we rolled out on Patrol Road. Was quiet. Too quiet. About 10 minutes in, we hit small arms fire from a building ahead. We bailed out, took positions, fired back. My heart was pounding, but I kept thinking about the flag in my pack, the weight of it, the meaning of it. Like I was holding a piece of home behind me while chaos exploded in front of me. At one point, a round hit the ground inches. From my knee, I dropped flat, dust blasting into my face, and as stupid as it sounds, I thought if I go down, someone has to take the flag, someone always has to carry it. We pushed forward, cleared the building, and made it out without losing anyone. Later that night, sitting against a broken wall, I unfolded the flag edges. Worn colors, slightly faded from years of being passed down. I understood. Then why our sergeant carried it. It wasn't about politics or orders or medals. It was about the people behind us, the fathers, the mothers, the kids, waving small flags at airports, the ones hoping we'd come home in one piece. When I rotated back to the States, I didn't bring any souvenirs except a small strip of fabric. A thread from that flag, still keep it in my wallet because every time life gets loud or confusing, that little piece reminds me who I was and who I still try to be, someone who carried the flag even just for a moment. Welcome to the Midnight Archives. Explore real-life paranormal events, mysterious disappearances, and unsolved horrors from around the world. Each story will take you into the unknown, revealing chilling experiences, supernatural encounters, and mysteries that defy explanation. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell to uncover more hidden files and stay updated with our weekly episodes. Pro tip: watch in the dark for the full immersive experience. Afghanistan, 2011. There are things you forget on purpose and things that never leave you. For me, it was that road. A thin strip of cracked asphalt running between two mountains near We called it the last road because every time we drove it, someone didn't come back. I was serving with a small convoy that morning. The sun had barely risen, and the light was orange, like the whole sky was on fire. I remember adjusting my vest, thinking about home, thinking about my son's birthday that I had missed again. Funny how the mind grabs something innocent when danger is close. We rolled slow dust, lifting around us like fog. Our lead truck had a new guy kid, looked way too young and too nervous. I told him earlier to breathe slow, to trust the routine. Truth is, nothing out there felt routine. About halfway through the pass, our cum started cracking, static humming like someone whispering across the line. The driver next to me said it was just interference, but I knew that sound had usually came right before an ambush. We stopped dead silent, no birds, no wind, not even the engines. Just that heavy quiet that makes your skin feel tight. I stepped out first, rifle up, scanning both sides. The mountains looked empty, too empty. I walked to a patch of dirt that seemed slightly darker than the rest, squatted down, brushed the surface with my glove. Wires, fresh ones. I yelled to pull back, but before anyone moved, I felt a vibration under my boots. Not an explosion, a signal. Someone on the ridge had triggered something that didn't go off a misfire. The kid in the first truck panicked and opened fire at the rocks. Echoes bounced everywhere, and then the enemy answered, rounds flying from both sides of the pass. We threw ourselves behind the vehicle's dust, choking our lungs while bullets snapped past our heads. I crawled toward the kid's truck. He was frozen hands, shaken eyes wide. I grabbed his vest and shouted to return fire, not with fear, with anger. With focus he did, and we pushed back hard enough that the attackers fled up the ridge, disappearing like shadows when the firing stopped. The kid collapsed into the seat crying. I told him what someone once told me: you don't survive out here because you fearless. You survive because you keep moving even when you're terrified. I still dream of that road, still hear the static, still see that kid shaking hands, and I hope he knows he wasn't alone that day. Iraq, 2004. I will never forget the heat or the smell of burnt dust. I was a Marine deployed in Fallujah, and that night we were patrolling a sector we knew too well. Narrow streets, no lights, destroyed buildings, and the kind of silence that squeezes your chest. We were four walking in a line, and I was second. I had not slept well for weeks. Every shadow looked like someone aiming, and every noise felt like a trap. But that night, everything was too quiet. When things are too quiet out there, something is wrong. We turned a corner and saw a pickup parked, with the doors open, nobody around. My sergeant raised his hand. We stopped. I moved forward slowly, gun up, short breaths. Inside the truck, there was a vest and tools, but no signs of a struggle. Then I heard a single heavy bang behind us. Metal against metal. I turned fast. On the rooftop of a building, there was a crouched figure, not moving, but I could feel him watching us. My heart started racing because that kind of still figure meant one thing: observation, preparation, and ambush about to fall. The sergeant ordered us to step back slowly, but after 3 steps, the figure vanished from the rooftop. It did not run or jump. We did not see it go. Done, it simply disappeared, and then came the sound. We all hated the metallic click of something touching a wire on the street. We ran toward the nearest wall. The blast was so strong I felt my chest collapse. Dust covered everything, and for a second I thought I was dead. When I opened my eyes, my team was alive, shaken but alive. And as we regained our vision, I saw something that still follows me today. The same figure was now standing at the end of the street, still watching us, not moving an inch. We never saw him again. But every time I drive at night down an empty road, I feel that same figure there again, watching, waiting. Welcome to the Midnight Archives. Explored real-life paranormal events, mysterious disappearances, and unsolved horrors from around the world. Each story will take you into the unknown, revealing chilling experiences, supernatural encounters, and mysteries that defy explanation. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell to uncover more hidden files and stay updated with our weekly episodes. Pro tip: watch in the dark for the full immersive experience. I was driving back from a job out of town, the kind that keeps you out late, the kind where the road feels longer on the way home. It was close to 2 in the morning when my GPS rerouted me through County Road 12, a stretch of asphalt I hadn't taken in years. I remember that road from when I was young, quiet, dark, lonely, the kind of place where you keep the radio low just to feel less alone. About 10 minutes in, I saw something on the shoulder at first. I thought it was an animal, but as I got closer, I saw the shape of a man standing. Absolutely. Still facing the field. Not the road. I slowed down because something in me said, "This wasn't." T-Rider's clothes looked dusty like he'd been there a while. And when my headlights hit him, he didn't look up. He didn't move. He just raised one arm and pointed toward the cornfield. No words, no sound, no sign. He even knew I was there, and the whole thing felt wrong, but curiosity as a way of drowning common sense. So I pulled over a few feet ahead and stepped out. The night was silent and the air was cold enough to sting. I called out to him, asking if he needed help. He didn't answer. He kept pointing. Then I heard a low humming sound coming from somewhere inside the field. I walked toward the edge, shining my phone. Flashlight between the rows. That's when I saw a truck light's faintly glowing engine, still warm door, wide open like someone had left in a hurry. Tools scattered on the ground. I turned back to ask the man what happened, but the shoulder of the road was empty. He was gone. No footsteps, no rustling, no sign. He ever stood there. Just darkness. Then the humming stopped and something started moving between the rows. Slow, deliberate, getting closer. I didn't wait to see what it was. I ran back to my truck, locked the doors, and tore out of there. I didn't look back. But sometimes late at night, when I am driving alone, I swear I still see a man on the shoulder, pointing toward the darkness. Welcome to the Midnight Archives. Explore real-life paranormal events, mysterious disappearances, and unsolved horrors from around the world. Each story will take you into the unknown, revealing chilling experiences, supernatural encounters, and mysteries that defy explanation. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell to uncover more hidden files, and stay updated with our weekly episodes. Pro tip: watch in the dark for the full immersive experience. A few months ago, I moved into an old apartment building, one of those places with thin walls, narrow hallways, and a weird echo that follows you when you walk. I didn't care. It was cheap, close to work, and I figured I'd get used to it. But on my first night, I realized something was off. Around 2 in the morning, I heard tapping on the wall beside my bed. Not loud knocks, more like someone dragging their fingers slowly along the plaster. I assumed it was a neighbor. Until the next day, when I asked around and found out that the apartment next to mine had been empty for over a year. Empty and sealed off, because it was unfit for living. That detail didn't help me sleep. The sounds continued every night. First the faint scraping, then the whispering, or what sounded like whispering. When I turned off the lights, right before falling asleep, I'd hear a short, muffled voice saying something I couldn't quite catch. Always from the exact same spot on the wall, right behind my pillow. One night, I pushed a cabinet against that section of the wall, thinking it would help. It didn't. At around 4 in the morning, the cabinet shook like someone hit it from the other side. Not a random noise, a fist. Repeated. Impatient. I went to work that day without sleeping at all. The moment everything changed was the night I heard breathing. Not whispers, not scratch. Slow, deep breaths coming from behind the wall, as if someone was lying there, inches from my head. And when I got up to turn on the light, the breathing stopped. But I heard a clear voice whisper, "Don't move. The bed." I don't know where I got the courage, but I pushed the bed aside, moved the cabinet, and put my ear to the wall. It sounded hollow. Too hollow. I hit it with my palm, and it echoed strangely like there was empty space behind it. Not another apartment. The next day, I asked a locksmith friend to help me check it out. He removed a panel one that shouldn't have been there and baned it. We found a narrow gap about 40 centimeters wide between my unit and the sealed apartment. And inside that gap, old clothes, bags, food wrappers, and a filthy mattress. Someone had been living there. 4 weeks. Right behind my wall, listening to me sleep. Even now, when I go to bed, sometimes I swear I still hear that slow breathing in the dark.
If you want to uncover more hidden files, subscribe, turn on the bell, and stay with the Midnight Archives. You've been watching the Midnight Archives. The next file unlocks soon.